The wealth equation: income versus expenses versus investments. Learn the simple formula for building wealth. Imagine two people earning exactly the same salary. One becomes financially free before the age of 50. The other struggles with debt despite earning for tickets. Why does this happen? The answer is not luck, intelligence, or even income. It's understanding one simple equation that controls almost every financial outcome in life. Most people believe wealth is about earning more money, but history is full of celebrities, athletes, entrepreneurs, and lottery winners who earned millions but eventually became broke. On the other hand, teachers, engineers, office workers, and small business owners have quietly built millionaires' portfolios without extraordinary incomes. The difference lies in how money flows through their lives. Today, we are breaking down that wealth equation, a simple formula involving income, expenses, and investments. Once you understand this equation, you will never look at money the same way again. Let's begin. Point number one: wealth is not income, it's what you keep. Most people confuse being rich with looking rich. A high salary may provide comfort, but it does not automatically create a wealth. Wealth is the money you own that continues to work for you. Income is simply cash flowing into your hands. Wealth is what remains after your financial decisions over many years. Someone earning $40,000 annually who consistently saves and invests may become wealthier than someone earning 4 lakh dollar who spends everything. Income gives you opportunity, but your habits determine your accounts. True wealth provides security, freedom, and choices. It lets you survive emergencies without panic. It gives you the ability to retire comfortably. Wealth cannot always be seen because it exists in assets, investments, and financial stability rather than luxury purchases. Financial success begins when you stop asking, "How much do I earn?" and start asking, "How much do I keep?" The mindset shift changes every financial decision you make. Instead of chasing status, you begin building lasting value. That is the first step toward financial independence. Example: two doctors each earn $215,000 annually. One spends nearly everything on luxury homes and expensive cars. The other lives modestly and invests 30% of income every year. After 20 years, the second doctor has millions invested while the first struggles with debt. Next, point number two: income is the engine that starts the journey. Income is the fuel of your financial life. Without income, saving and investing become impossible. However, increasing income alone does not guarantee wealth. There are many ways to earn money: salary, business, profits, freelancing, royalties, rental income, dividends, and investments. The wealthiest individuals rarely rely on a single income source. Instead, they gradually build multiple streams that support each other. Improving your skills often increases your earning power faster than simply working longer hours. Education, certifications, networking, and entrepreneurship all contribute to a higher income over time. The goal is not just earning more today, but increasing your lifetime earning potential. Every new skill becomes an investment in yourself. Higher income creates greater opportunities, but only if managed wisely. Otherwise, larger paychecks simply lead to larger spending. Income should be viewed as a tool, not the destination. The stronger your income engine becomes, the greater your capacity to build wealth. Example: a graphic designer starts with a full time job. Later, they add freelance projects, online courses, and digital templates. Instead of one paycheck, they now have four different income streams. Next, point number three: expenses decide whether wealth grows or disappears. Money leaves your wallet much faster than it enters. That's why managing expenses is more important than most people realize. Every purchase responds a financial decision that either supports or delays your future goals. Expenses are not the enemy. Unnecessary expenses are housing, food, education, healthcare, and transportation are essential. Constant impulse buying, luxury upgrades, and lifestyle inflation slowly drain wealth. Many people increase spending every time their income rises. This creates a cycle where they always feel financially stressed regardless of earnings. Smart budgeting does not mean living a miserable life. It means directing money toward what truly matters. Tracking expenses reveals spending patterns that often surprise people. Small daily habits accumulate into significant annual cost. Every dollar saved becomes a dollar available for investment. Financial discipline creates opportunities that income alone cannot provide. Spending should reflect priorities, not emotions. Wealth grows when expenses remain below income. Example, spending just $10 daily on unnecessary purchases equals over $3,600 annually. Invested for 30 years at 10%, the amount could grow into hundreds of thousands of dollars. Next point number 4. The real wealth formula is income minus expenses equals investment. Most people think wealth equals income. The actual equation is much simpler. Income minus expenses equal to investments. The amount left after spending becomes the fuel for building future wealth. If nothing remains after expenses, investments never happen. This equation works regardless of income level. Increasing income helps, but reducing wasteful expenses also increase investable money. Even modest monthly investments create extraordinary results through time and compound growth. Every financial decision either increase or decrease the amount available for investment. Wealth is not built by one huge decision, but by thousands of small choices repeated consistently. The formula works because it forces balance. Higher income alone does not solve financial problems. If expenses grow equally fast, consistently investing the difference creates assets that eventually produce more income. At that point, your money begins working harder than you do. That is the turning point toward financial freedom. Example, person A earns $5,000 monthly and spends $4,900. Person B earns $3,500 but spends only $2,500. Person B invests $1,000 monthly while person A invests almost nothing. Over decades, person B builds greater wealth. Next point number 5. Investments turn active income into passive wealth. Working for money has limits because your time is limited. Investments remove that limitation by allowing money to generate additional money. Stocks, mutual funds, ETFs, bonds in businesses, rental properties, and retirement accounts all represent different investment vehicles. Investing means buying assets expected to grow or generate income over time. Instead of spending every dollar earned, investing puts those dollars to work. Good investments appreciate in value and often produce additional cash flow. The earlier you begin, the greater the advantage due to compound growth. Investing requires patience rather than perfection. Markets fluctuate, but long-term discipline has historically rewarded consistent investors. Diversification reduces unnecessary risk. Successful investors focus on decades instead of daily market movements. Every investment purchased today becomes part of tomorrow's financial foundation. Let's say example for this point. Investing $300 every month from age 25 can produce significantly more wealth than investing $600 monthly starting at age of 40 because time multiplies return. Next point number 6. Compound growth is the greatest wealth multiplier. Albert Einstein is often credited with calling compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Whether or not he actually said it, the principle remains powerful. Compound growth means your investments earn returns and those returns begin earning additional returns. Over time, growth accelerates dramatically. The first years may seem slow, causing many people to quit too early. Eventually, the accumulated gains become larger than your own contributions. Time becomes your greatest financial partner. Delaying investment means losing years that can never be recovered. Compound growth rewards consistency far more than perfect timing. Even small monthly investments become substantial over decades. Patience becomes more valuable than chasing quick profits. Financial success often appears gradual before suddenly becoming remarkable. Understanding compound growth changes how you view every dollar saved. Let's say example for the point. A child receiving $100 monthly invested from birth will often accumulate far more by retirement than an adult investing much larger amounts later in life. Next point number 7. Good debt and bad debt affect the equation. Debt is not always harmful. The key is understanding whether debt creates value or destroys it. Good debt finances appreciating assets or income producing opportunities. Bad debt finances temporary pleasures that lose value quickly. High interest credit card debt is one of the biggest obstacles to wealth because interest works against you instead of for you. Business loans that generate profits or education that increases earning power or provide long-term returns. Mortgages for affordable homes can build equity over time. Every debt should be evaluated based on future financial impact. Borrowing without a repayment plan creates stress and limits investment opportunities. Eliminating high interest debt often produces guaranteed financial improvement. Responsible borrowing supports wealth creation. Irresponsible borrowing delays it. Example, using debt to purchase productive business equipment may increase profits. Using debt to buy expensive gadgets that lose value immediately usually weakens your financial future. Next point number 8, multiple income streams strengthen the wealth equation. Depending entirely on one paycheck creates financial vulnerability. Job loss, illness, or economic downturns can suddenly reduce income. Building multiple income sources creates stability. Side businesses, investments, royalties, dividends, rental properties, consulting, digital products, and online content all contribute to financial resilience. Each additional income stream reduces dependence on one employer. Initially, these sources may generate small amounts. Over time, they often grow substantially. Technology has made creating additional income easier than ever. Diversified income increases financial confidence and flexibility. Wealthy individuals frequently own assets that generate recurring income without requiring constant effort. Multiple streams don't appear overnight, they are built gradually through consistent effort. Example, a school teacher writes an online course, invests in dividend stocks, and rents out a spare room. Together, these additional incomes reduce financial stress significantly. Next point number 9, financial habits matter more than financial knowledge. Many people understand financial concepts but fail to apply them consistently. Knowledge creates opportunity, habits create results. Budgeting monthly, investing automatically, avoiding unnecessary debt, reviewing financial goals, and continuously learning build lasting wealth. Small daily decisions shape long-term outcomes. Discipline usually beats intelligence in personal finance. Automatic investment systems remove emotional decision making. Reviewing progress regularly keeps goals on track. Successful people treat financial management as a lifelong habit rather than temporary challenge. Wealth grows through repetition, consistency, and patience. Financial freedom is rarely achieved through one brilliant investment. Instead, it results from thousands of responsible financial decisions made over decades. Example, two friends attend the same investment seminar. One applies the lessons consistently for 20 years, while the other never takes action. Only one builds substantial wealth. Next point number 10, the ultimate goal is financial freedom. Money itself is not the final objective. Financial freedom means your investments and assets generate enough income to support your lifestyle without depending entirely on employment. It provides choices. You can change careers, spend time with family, travel, start business, support meaningful causes, or retire comfortably. Wealth reduces financial anxiety and increases life options. Every smart financial decision moves you closer to freedom. Every investment becomes another employee working for you. Eventually, your assets begin paying your expenses. At that time, work becomes optional rather than necessary. A wealth equation is not just about numbers, it's about creating a life filled with security, purpose, and opportunity. Financial independence is achievable for ordinary people who consistently follow extraordinary habits. The equation remains simple throughout life. Earn wisely, spend intentionally, and invest consistently. Let's say example, someone who invests steadily for 30 years may eventually receive enough investments income each month to cover living expenses, allowing them to choose work based on passion instead of necessity. Finally, the wealth equation is surprisingly simple. Income creates opportunity, expenses determine how much you keep. Investments build your future. Remember this formula. Income minus expenses equal to investments leads to wealth. You don't need to become rich overnight. You don't need the perfect salary. You don't need to predict the stock market. You simply need to make this equation work in your favor every single month. Small improvements repeated consistently become extraordinary results over time. If you found this video valuable, like, share, and subscribe for more practical financial lessons that simplify money and help you build lasting wealth. Your journey to financial freedom starts with one smart financial decision today. Thank you.